Today topic is National Movement of India. National movement in India plays an important role in history. All sections came together to not only fight against the British rule but also to build a new country. It occurred in three stages: moderate phase, extremist phase, and final phase. We'll discuss one by one. First, moderate phase. With the growth of English education during the late 19th century in some major cities and a new consciousness began to develop, the intellectuals of the time opposed to the inequalities and injustices of the old system. They wanted a democratic political order, and they wanted at the same time to point out the exploitation and injustice caused by the British rule and fight to end it. This was the beginning of the national movement in India. The Indian National Congress was established at Bombay in December 1885. Evo Hume, a retired British official, played an important role in establishing Indian National Congress. It was presided over by W.C. Banerjee and attended by 72 delegates from different parts of India. The early leaders Dadabhai Naoroji, Firoz Shah Mehta, Badruddin Tyabji, Surendranath Banerjee, Ramesh Chandra Dutt, S. Subramanya Iyer, among others, were largely from Bombay, Madras, and Calcutta. The leaders of Congress realized that the foremost task before them was to build a nationalist consciousness among the diverse people of India and unite them. Hereafter, the National Congress met every year in December from different parts of the country. There were very few women like Kadambari Ganguly, who was the first woman graduate from Calcutta. Mostly men from higher social background attended these sessions. Leaders like Dadabhai Naoroji, R.C. Dutt, Ramesh Chandra Dutt, and Ranade studied the economic impact of the British rule and concluded that the British were draining India of her wealth through taxes and other means and leaving her poorer and poorer. The early leaders were convinced of the need for national industrialist development to end poverty in India. However, the British rule was standing in the way of development as they not only were draining the wealth of India to England but also enabling cheap selling of British goods in India and restraining Indian crafts and industries. Moderates urged the government to introduce a number of reforms. They wanted the Imperial Legislative Council to be made more representative, given more power, and introduced in provinces where none existed. They demanded that Indians be placed in high positions in government. Next, second one, extremist phase, 1905 to 1920. With the start of the Swadeshi movement around 1903, the Indian national movement took a major leap forward. Women, students, and a large section of the urban and rural population of Bengal and other parts of India became actively involved in politics for the first time. The trigger movement was the proposal for partitioning of Bengal into East and West Bengal in 1905 by Lord Curzon. That is the movement of Vande Mataram movement, we called it as. The nationalists immediately saw this as a political act by the government to divide the Bengali people and also weaken the national movement. On 16th October 1905, the day the partition of Bengal went into effect, was observed in Bengal as a day of mourning. Throughout Bengal, no cooking was done and shops and marketplaces were closed. In Calcutta, a hartal was declared. People took out processions and bathed in the Ganges in the morning and then paraded on the streets singing Vande Mataram. People tied Rakis on each other's hands as a symbol of unity of the two halves of Bengal. Later in the day, Ananda Mohan Bose and Surendranath Banerjee addressed two mass meetings. The movement gave a stimulus to Prafulla Chandra Ray's Bengal Chemical Works and encouraged Jamshedji Tata of Bombay to open his famous steel plant in Bihar. In the next Congress session 1905, the extremist nationalists led by Lala Lajpat Rai, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Bipin Chandrapal were in favor of extending the movement to the rest of India and demand for full-fledged freedom or Swaraj. Bal Gangadhar Tilak gave the famous slogan, Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it. They wanted to move away from the earlier strategy of submitting petitions to government to mobilizing the masses against the British rule and forcing the British to give up and go. Soon the government came down heavily upon the extremists and the activists of the Swaraj movement. Gradually the movement petered out. Many leaders like Tilak were imprisoned and exiled. The national movement revived again in 1915 when Tilak came back from his exile and joined hands with Annie Besant to launch a movement for Home Rule in 1915. Moderates and extremists, the two factions of the Congress, united in 1916 through Lucknow Pact. We will discuss the third and final phase of freedom movement of India in another class. Thank you.